Hi, it's Miles Red Songbird, Miles Red Bird Song. Eve Mary Einstein Evangeline in New York City. This is Mr. and Mrs. Jesus Christ, Part 9, the book. Eve had in her who she'd been in past lives. Socrates, who they killed in Athens for telling the truth. The world is run by criminals. She'd been Shakespeare, who wrote for common everyday people to the details of the psychic of evil. She had been psychiatrist, Austrian Freud, German Perls, and Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung's wife. Psychiatrist Decoded. Psyche. Isaacs at her. True. I Saint. Talk and share. Okay, she received the true her receives pleasure. Isaac's pleasure receives pleasure doing talk and share. That's the kind of psychiatrist she is, not the kind that gives drugs to, when they gave up, psychiatrists gave up on helping people with psychoanalysis, which Freud invented, and started giving people drugs, mentally ill people drugs, which only disguise the symptoms. But Freud has evolved, as the Michelle Birdsong, to invent therapy, talk and share. Okay, she has become a saint. Guru Nanak, Tulsi Sahib, and she, with the guidance of the saint Charan Singh, created a therapy called Talk and Share, which actually does help and does cure people, helps to expand the consciousness, the awareness of people. Jung is a ghost in the body of Dr. Jordan Peterson, Muhammad's ghost host. So Edwin hadn't been there to see and marvel at his son's musical genius. So his son Singh hadn't realized his musical genius, this life. In other words, Singh didn't have his father Edwin there to encourage him and give him confidence in his musical genius. Although Singh's mother told him straight up to his face, that he's a genius. At what? Singh asked. Music, she, Miles Red, answered. This didn't make sense to Singh because she, his mother, also told him he was supposed to be the new master of America. She didn't know because when she was in India, they told the master, Charan Singh, Jesus Christ, they asked him if they could have a master of their own in America. And so it came to her years later that it was to be her son, Singh Birdsong, who she had mentioned to God, to Jesus Christ, to Charan Singh. Okay. In the context of telling him his name is my son's name is Singh Birdsong, and Charan Singh nodded. Okay, so Michelle didn't know that the master of the masters. Govinda Singh was Jesus Christ, and had known that Singh had been the master after his stepfather, Sawan Singh, Michael John Spear. Singh had been Sardar Bahadur Jagat Singh Ji, who had been a college professor of chemistry, and Jagat Singh had authored Mild Red's first book she read about the path of the masters, called Science of the Soul. This book matched what Aunt Donnie, Eve's present daughter, Robin Birdsong, and her husband, Brother Wright, Singh Birdsong, had taught her when they were raising her. And Donnie was her other mother, and Brother Wright was her other father. Singh was the same energy, just different forms. So when she was walking to see the Master in 1979, the Master being Charan Singh, Jesus Christ, she thought to herself of Brother Wright and wondered what I remember that, what he would think, how happy he would be to know Jesus Christ was alive and she had met him, having no idea had been this life Jesus Christ, Charan Singh's predecessor. Having no idea that Singh had been Charan Singh's predecessor, right? His Jesus Christ's predecessor, first century, had been John the Baptist. His ghost is in the body of DeMichelle's eldest son, Anthony Craig Williams. What would Eve Mary had done if Charan Singh, Jesus Christ's energy, first in 20th century, had told her in 1979 that she was as his wife when he was as Jesus Christ, his wife when he was as Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, and will be his mother in 2019. And what would I have done if he had told me all that? I don't know. Too much. It would have been too much for her to comprehend all at once. So Charan Singh has taken her ever so gently, ever so gradually, so slowly, letting her by writing Mark Twain. She was Mark Twain, she was Charles Dickens, Robert Frost, Emily Dickinson, Ayn Rand, who wrote Atlas Shrugged. Again, she was Shakespeare and Socrates. So he let her finding and writing the design of creation in logic, logos. Einstein, she was Einstein, and in the stars. She was astrologer Evangeline Adams. Okay, so what's this word? Demoning, removing. I think that's removing each piece of the delicate silk, piece by piece, from the thorns on the rose bush. Brother Wright grew red and yellow roses for Aunt Donnie. But Aunt Donnie never had thorns for me. She never used a harsh tone when addressing me. Neither did Brother Wright. Neither did Charan Singh. These were the kindest people, the gentlest people. Edwin smoked dope, so he wouldn't let harshness come from his tone for the most part. because he had a temper. But dope helped him squelch it. Edwin left his body because he could no longer stand himself, the cold-hearted, logical Mr. Spock. Edwin had been Mr. Spock. Even after Edwin destroyed his wife's dream that she had pined for as a child and worked very hard with him to achieve. She was trying to give him something worth living for. Okay, see what I just said? Even though Edwin destroyed my dream, at this stage, I was still trying to give him something to live for. She said, "You once agreed to write a musical with me for Broadway." He couldn't bear her generosity of spirit. She just made him feel bad and guilty because he was so cold-hearted to walk out on her, and here she was still trying to give him something challenging and interesting to do. She was still willing to subject herself to his low morals nature. Edwin's living brothers and sisters, for the most part, are noble with high-class, saintly behaviors. Edwin found out his parents were liars and phonies, and that made the difference in him. He became just like them, only using his own unique style of doing his parents' shame, especially his mother. Okay, and these people, they raised 7 children. They were the pastor. He was the pastor of a church, and so they did good with their life, but there was this one lie that they told that made Edwin think he was bad, okay? Edwin knew he was smart enough to see from his birth certificate and their wedding certificate that he was conceived out of wedlock, that he was illegal, that he had no right in the Homo sapiens species, selecting, dating, proposing, accepting, engagement ring, party, shower, marriage, ceremony, then and only then the honeymoon, what's that word, consecrate the union, where you begin to attempt to legally, morally, ethically, religiously create life. Religiously decoded, her energy, will, I, sex, pleasure, no guilt over us, Adam and Eve. Lee. Is that lie? A lie. Oh, ethically. Oh, religiously. L-Y. Lie. Lie. E-V-E-L-Y. That's Evelyn. That's the name of the baby that's in me. The girl baby that's in me. Immaculately conceived. Totally moral. Okay, nothing illegal about her. Or will I, Charan Singh. Will is Will Wright, Brother Wright, who was a projection of Charan Singh, the boy baby in me. Okay. Boy, this thing is layered, huh? If you concentrate, you can follow along. And you may have to listen 2 or 3 times to the video. So Adam's Madam Eve married Jesus Christ's first wife. Daughter is Evelyn Jones, now known as Aria Elizabeth Michelle Will I Wright. That's Willie Wright. Charan Singh, Jesus Christ first and 20th century, is a boy baby in her. That is to be the first family of the world. The children's original fathers, Gurinder Singh, Jesus Christ, 21st century, and the Einstein, Evangeline, her father, the star, the sun, rays, and supreme beam. Okay, so these are the fathers of the children. Gurinder Singh, Jesus Christ, 21st century, and the sun, the supreme, with his rays and supreme beam. Her rays decoded. Her and Adam. Yes, put an E in between the Y and S, spells yes. Her and Adam, yes. Permission to beam up, Scotty. Sunbeam. Sun, be as am. See, if you break down beam, it's be as am. Daughter, be under Uncle Sam, the protection of Uncle Sam. Rejection by the people, Satsangis, leaders. Jesus Christ. Okay, so when I went to North Carolina to see Gurinder Singh, Jesus Christ, his disciples, Satsangis, rejected me because I had been homeless. And I looked kind of beat up, like I was missing teeth. And I didn't have fancy clothes like they did. And they had known me 40 plus years. So I thought they were my friends and they would embrace me. And they would say, oh my God, dear, what happened to you? How can I help you? What's wrong? What have you been through? None of that. They just totally ignored me. They wouldn't even look at me. I couldn't, So this is Jesus Christ. Saw the need. Okay, this is TNS, talk and share. Talk and share. Saw the need to burn the weeds, stop their reprieve, the Einstein reprieve. Okay, here you put the S here, next to the W. It says Stevie Wonder, who was Judas, evil energy design. So he needed to stop that. Dr. Einstein had been accepting the condemnation of those ignorant of the facts of World War II. Judas, Nero, Hitler had been tracked. In other words, she found Judas. She found Stevie Wonder. He wanted a war to destroy the world because he could no longer bear the guilt of the part he played in killing the perfect man, Jesus Christ. He would have inspired, and he was a savior. He would have inspired the world to think. Descartes, Eve said, I think, therefore I am. If you aspire to be like the breathing, eating, loving, forgiving being, content and happy Jesus Christ, if you think it's possible to be perfect because you see a perfect man, well, Henry Ford, Eve, Mary said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. So if you think it's possible to be perfect, you can be perfect. If you think it's impossible to be perfect, it's not perfect. It's not possible to be perfect, then it isn't. Because it's what you have the faith in. It is given according to thy faith. Okay. Jesus Christ and Mary in the Einstein forms, Einstein Evangeline forms, fulfilled orders. Miles Red Songbird ordered her divine energy, Radhaswami, Lord of the Soul, Rose, Reason, Logos. Okay, that was my order as Miles Red Songbird, was to be the Radhaswami, the Lord of my soul, and to be reasonable and use the logic of the creation, the order of the creation, Logos. It's Logos. That's the way E. Smith Jones pronounced it, Logos. I thought it was logos, but apparently it's pronounced logos. Will Miles Red ordered good gossip, GOS for gossip. She sips, gives clues. Okay. She sips. She doesn't say the whole thing at once. She just gives little sips. You don't drink the whole thing down at once, you say, and she gives clues. She doesn't tell you the entire story of creation all at the same time. She just gives you clues, and you get to use your will and your brain to figure it out. Adam and Eve were not supposed to eat of the shit tree behind the family house, the body. You get that? They were warned not to fuck butts and not to suck fuck plugs. Feel you, check. Feel you, check. Please you, Gurinder Singh. Okay, this is a good part. Gurinder Singh pleases. Adam committed the first sin when he failed to think, to use discernment, to discriminate. One whole is not the same as other wholes. CERN is trying, CERN, CERN is an organization in Switzerland that is trying to find out what God meant. They're creating explosions to try to create the Big Bang, to try to discover how God created the world. They're going to blow up the world. We better stop CERN. That's my point. In CERN, okay? Mint. Me and Angel Line, Evangeline, Vangelis. Sing bird song was Vangelis, the Greek electronic music genius. Confirmed music genius. It is written. Okay, and what's all this? The sinkhole, whole decoded, heaven ordered will energy. The pen is penis, they call it, at home here. He energy, her energy. Sexual relating was never meant to be sink your pen into her hole. Dipping their pen feather, the quill, they used to call writing pens, into the ink hole, pressing point onto the paper enables your points to become physical lines, realized in mind's eyes. Quilting, guilting, or not quilting, knitting, crocheting, okay, so I think this is realized in mind's eyes to create. This goes up here. Pressing point to create a paper pattern. Pattern decoded. Present the knotting thread is tying up loose ends. Pattern. Present attention. Turn energy. Goes where. Oh, okay, I get it. Pattern. Present. ATT for attention. TERN, turn. Present, attention's turn. A term for the attention. Energy goes where attention flows. Okay, so then you tie up the loose ends by knotting it. And then the needle, pen, pricking fabric. That's sowing. As you sow, so shall you reap. Okay, I better quit now. I'll never make this next page with 5 minutes. Okay, wow, this is work. Are you following me? Oh boy, this is focus, huh? Pinpoint focus. It's good. It's very good. This is how you find out the truth. This creation is intricate. I'm telling you, genius is not the name for the creator. It is, just infinite intelligence and intimate. And intimate. This is an intimate creation. Okay, so I think this is part 9. And then I'll see if I can do some more. I got some more of the book left to tell you about. Okay, Miles Red Songbird signing out in New York City.